Hello, everybody. My name is Rachel Vaughan, and today I have my beautiful, dear friend of many years, Alexandra Merrick. Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
So good to see you, darling. So, for people who've been going through my courses, you'll know Alex. Alex is a friend I've known since 2012. We used to do markets together. Alex is an amazing healer. She's also on YouTube under HomeTribe Guide, and she has a website under the same name. Alex has been doing some beautiful updates lately, really cool, and I find them very uplifting and very helpful. And I think that's the reason why we get along so well, darling, because you've got that same beautiful optimism and you don't get bogged down in the dark stuff, and
Yeah,
yet you're highly, highly intuitive and you know what you're doing.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's important to, not get caught up into the negative energies, and they're all for lessons and all for growth, and they're here to show us what we don't want anymore. And I always take a positive spin on any of the challenges that we might encounter and look at the gold underneath all of those things. So that's, yeah, definitely what I like to do.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's probably a big reason why we resonate so well with each other because we often both see the same things coming up.
Yeah.
And it's really helpful to be able to bounce it off another intuitive and know what's coming because sometimes we can have our own biases, which is pretty normal because you want certain
Yeah.
things to happen. But if I have that, I bounce it off Alex, and usually she'll come up with pretty much the same thing that I'm picking up on, which is incredibly helpful. So when we were talking about doing this sort of series, we're thinking about, timing and when we were going to do it. So I don't think either of us want to get caught up with having to do it on a set date at a set time because then you start, it's not um, working with the flow. So what we've decided to do with this series is we're just going to come together and do this chat as often as we feel like it's appropriate.
Yeah.
And right now is it's appropriate because this August is crazy. And it's obviously the Lionsgate crescendo today. It's the 8th of August when we're
Yeah.
recording this. And I've just learnt that that Lionsgate portal opens from July 27th to around about mid-August, but peaks today, which
Yeah.
is something I didn't know before.
No. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It kind of explains the feel of August though, doesn't it? It's
It does. It does.
it's
And when
kind of
we caught up this morning, you were saying it feels intense.
yeah.
The
Yep,
energies are full on.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about this as well because I really feel I've watched a few astrologers and I don't know astrology myself, but I really feels like this August is this crescendo month. And I do a prediction series with another friend called Angie Sabbath Walsh, and I did predict for this period there's going to be some pretty crazy stuff. I do feel that there is going to be some sort of monetary changeover, good or bad. I'm not saying I'm with what they're potentially doing, and I'm never ever for any kind of universal income, nothing like that. Anything the globalists are doing, I'm anti. But I also saw, aliens or illegal aliens, that sort of stuff going on. We'd had this crazy thing happen in Spain where there's just huge migration. I also got a lot of people going home and a lot of people who did that 60,000 or however many people invaded Spain apparently left a couple of days later. This is what I'm hearing. I mean, all of this stuff is just crazy. It's just full on.
Yeah.
So it's like this intense, uh, energetic sort of kind of peak. And again, we've got the Lions portal today as well. What I
Yeah.
also wanted to bring up was in numerology. So we're in a universal 1 year, 2 + 2 + 6, making the number 10, which comes back to a
Yeah.
one. But until you have your birthday, you are still stuck in your 9 year because we work in 9 year cycles. So it's really
Yeah.
interesting. We've got all of this crazy stuff happening with this particular August. All the astrologers are saying that the alignments for this particular August are really significant. And it's also a lot of people are still in their 9 year. So it seems quite uncanny. I'm still stuck in my 9 year until September. You were
Yeah.
smart. You were born in February.
Yeah. Born early. I'm already in
Oh,
my 1 year.
yeah, yeah. So maybe you could just give us a bit of an idea of what you're feeling is happening at the moment, how people might be able to cope with it, because I know you're a real feeler when it comes to your
Yes.
psychic intuition.
Yeah. Yep. So how I work is I feel energy. So I guess you could say energy is kind of like my soul language. So I'm always kind of picking up flows and ebbs and things like that and trying to decipher what's sort of going on. And that's how I read the cards as well. So when I'm looking at the cards. I'm reading the energy that's around the card and looking at the patterns of things. So when I did a bit of a deep dive into August, I'll go back to, for me, um, there was a significant energetic shift in June. Um, I think we've talked about this before, and you kind of felt the same way. But for me, I think for me it was around the 7th of June, but I think it started the 6th of June. That was a really big, I call it like an energetic reclaiming of our sovereign frequency. And that was really significant to me. And then from that point with the solstice, how I was interpreting the energy is like a gateway or a doorway, or however you want to create the analogy of it, but stepping into those new frequencies. But we've just been standing in the doorway of that.
Yeah.
We're still kind of looking behind, feeling what we're leaving behind and letting that go, which is the 9 people are probably still doing that as well. Because it's hard to let go of something that you know and that you're familiar with, even though it hasn't been the best as well. So there's always a bit of a sadness and a letting go process with that. So I feel like energetically, collectively, we've been standing in that doorway, but this month we're taking those steps through that doorway, and we are looking at how we want to lay the foundations for the new frequencies. So that's kind of how I'm seeing August energies helping us to go, okay, well, does this work? Oh no, that doesn't work. That's not working anymore. And you're kind of throwing it out. So we're still kind of testing the waters, testing the ground of what is resonating, what isn't resonating. And we're still kind of going, no, nah, that's not going to work. Let's throw that out. Let's try something different, try something new. So um, how we manage that, I keep saying, like, everything's just saying, go back into your heart space, go back into what makes you feel good. And if you're having trouble with that, I keep getting the dancing card that keeps coming up, and it's
Oh, I
like,
love
just
that.
put on some music, just dance like no one's watching, because that really does shift. Like if you're in a really low place, sometimes just putting on that music and just being silly dancing is enough, and really good with kids as well if you need to shift their energy as well too. But it's really guiding us to understand that now the energies are working for us,
Yeah.
not to us. So it's kind of helping us get out of that sort of maybe a victim mentality of, oh God, it's been so hard. Why has this been going on? But now it's like we've got the energetic power behind us now to create the for us. You know, that's kind of how I see it. Just remember that and stay in that higher frequency vibe.
Yeah, I love that, darling. Yeah, because it's from what I can see, and I'm not an astrologer again, but I'm seeing that this eclipse, this full solar eclipse that's coming up, that we probably won't see in Australia. I think it's great. It's Greenland and Iceland and in the Arctic in Europe that they'll see the actual full solar eclipse. But that's on the 12th of August. That's within that
Mm.
Lionsgate portal, which is really interesting. And that
Yeah.
in itself is about renewal and going into yourself, exactly what you've just described, going into yourself and listening to your intuition. And before I did sort of a little bit of research on this, that was the first thing that came up was this is the month to listen to your intuition and not go with what anybody else is telling you to do.
Yeah.
So when you said dance, oh my gosh, absolutely. And if you can go and
Yeah.
find a ley line to dance in, that's even better.
Oh, that'd be good.
And
Yeah.
if you're someone who wants to dance in your house, most houses have a ley line or two going through them. So you might find there's a
Yeah.
particular spot in the house that feels a nicer energy. You might want to go
Yeah.
dance there. Or if there's a yucky energy place that might be a negative ley line, that might be where you want to go in and actually do some healing work and actually do the energy work and dance. You know,
Yeah.
dance like no one's watching. I love that.
Yeah.
That's just so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Because
So
that laughter as well, like,
oh, absolutely.
if you can just have a laugh at yourself, that,
Yeah.
that frequency just shifts out of that, you know, that woe or that sadness or that unmotivated energy as well. Like
Yeah.
that can be part of it too. It's like, oh, I don't know what to do.
I have a
Yeah.
ley line that runs straight through across the part of the couch that I love to sit in. Now, thankfully, it's a
Oh,
positively affecting one. And I was
yeah.
hysterical last night. I was crying with laughter watching what was it? Boomers. Kids call us
Oh,
boomers. I keep saying,
yeah.
no, that's my mother's generation. But yeah, boomers not being able to work out what AI is. Oh, I
Hilarious.
was like, it's so bad. All these beautiful comments, and the person holding up the picture that supposedly had drawn this picture's got like 6 fingers on one hand and 12 on the other,
Yep.
and it's just they still haven't worked it out. So I was crying, but laughing, crying. So
Yep.
that is something to do. Put something on that
Yeah.
makes you laugh your head off. Sit in
Yeah.
a lay line, or just sit anywhere in your house and laugh and have a
Yeah.
really good time. And don't care if anybody's watching. I mean, this
No.
was not pretty. I
Tears.
was losing it.
Tears running down.
Yeah, lots of tears. Um, so
Yeah.
something like that, something incredibly positive where you're having a lot of
Yeah.
fun, and just use that energy, and you can even do visualizations and imagine that joy that you're experiencing is reverberating out like a pond, and it might be affecting
Yeah.
town, it might be affecting your city, it could be affecting the whole world. You could watch the ripples go out across the whole world as you're having all this fun. Those
Yeah.
visualization techniques are so powerful.
Super powerful. And as you said that, like this is particularly the month to create it as well. So don't get stuck into the how. This is like you
Yeah,
have a vision, you have a dream, you're watching this type of video for a reason because you want to step into those frequencies. Don't get caught up in the how because everything is changing and miracles happen. So just visualize the good and watch and yeah, definitely see those ripple effects. Even vision boards, like
oh yeah,
if you're not a thinker or a visualization person, like vision boards would be really good to kind of, stay, start today. And that was another energy I was getting as well, like because the energies are so full on, just cancel the things that you don't need to do this month. Like just keep it simple and try and spend some home time if you can. We all got lives and we've got to do things. But if there's, if you're tired and there's something that you don't have to do, it's okay to say no and put some boundaries in
yeah.
this month as well. And if that's, sitting at home cutting out pictures, doing a vision
Yeah.
board, do that.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
good fun. It's good fun. You can make it really pretty. And,
Yeah.
and my
Yeah.
suggestion is also don't leave it in one spot. Move it around, because when it's in the
Oh,
same spot, it just becomes part of the furniture and you're not focusing on it.
yeah.
So when I've got, the odd thing, like a little note for myself,
Yeah.
up around the house, I move them around,
Yeah.
otherwise I just ignore them. So just to
Yes.
remember all the different things that you've got to do during the week or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, another reminder too for those people who haven't had their birthday yet this year, you're still in your 9 year. This is a time
Mm.
for throwing out what does not serve you, letting go of that job that doesn't work for you, letting go of relationships that are not beneficial to you, that are harming you. If there is anybody in your life that's, negative or cruel to you or whatever, you have a right not to have those sorts of relationships, even if it's family. So,
Yeah.
those sorts of things, it there feels like there's this incredible impetus when you're in your 9 year, because mine's I've still got a couple of months left, and mine does feel that way at the moment,
Yeah.
where it's that perfect timing. It's a little bit like nesting when you're pregnant. The perfect timing to just clear it all up, make sure everything was prepared, just as you come into your 1 year, that first year of the 9 year cycle, where you can start things over and start something new. I'm getting a
Yeah.
lot of clients at the moment who are just getting out of a job they can't stand, and they're
Yeah.
just about to have that transitional process, and it's like perfect timing,
Yeah.
absolute perfect timing. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm seeing in my circle, people are really picking up on the relationship side of things as well, and kind of going, "Wow, like I didn't realize how stressful this was making me," or that kind of stuff. And it doesn't have to be cut them all out or anything like
yeah,
that, but putting those boundaries in and just saying, "Oh, no, I'm not going to do that today. I'm just, I'm going to take a step back," or it's okay to say no and take a step back and join groups that feed your soul as well, like make you happy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there was other thing that we were talking about. We wanted to have a bit of a chat about. So I really believe that we're coming into this Rainbow Warrior prophecy. So, and that is American Indian, Hopi, Cree. There's apparently quite a few different American Indian groups that believe that this is happening. So the prophecy was that, and this is the mainstream version, that all of these different races of the world would all come together, and there would be this peaceful time on earth. what actually I see, and what I was watching someone, I think he was Korean Indian, who spoke about this. He actually spoke about it being soul frequency, which just made so much sense. And I've shared this a few times, but I'll just share it briefly again. This particular gentleman said that the indigo children came in the 70s. That's us. Or
Yep.
you're later than me, aren't we? I keep forgetting because
Yep.
you're so much younger. And then the crystal children came in, and that was right. And then the rainbow children came in. And then, you and I have both been talking about how there's all these people are coming into this rainbow auric frequency, which is just uncanny. So many people, particularly around March, it really seemed to peak. It seems to be one of the main frequencies that I'm reading for at the moment. So we're coming into that. It's a frequency thing, it's not a race thing. And yes, I do believe lots of races are going to come together, but I think maybe that might have been the interpretation because it sort of fits more with the globalists, what the globalists want. Whereas in actual
Yeah.
fact, this is the opposite of that. And this is the time where communities are going to really spring up. This is the time where people are going to be bypassing the supermarket and going off and actually accessing their food and the things that they need from local communities instead of going through the big supermarket chains. I do think we're going to have this monetary system shift very,
Yeah.
very soon, sometime probably before November. So this is a time to think about different ways to finance yourself or think about bartering, doing those
Yeah.
sorts of things instead of worrying about digits in a bank account. You might be looking at different ways to bring those things in, growing gardens, you growing your own vegetables, that sort of thing, and not in an
Yeah.
alarmist way, because I don't ever see, well, we're lucky where we are in Australia. I don't ever see, huge amounts of people going hungry. It's
No.
just not possible in a country like Australia. We've got too much land
Yeah.
to grow. But it just makes sense to bypass the middleman as often as you can in as many ways as possible. Just cut them out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what people are learning as well, um, through, not being able to get the things that they want and or being over, going to even your clothes. Like I find shopping malls, everyone's so sensitive to shopping malls these days. And it's not just me and, my sensitive kids or anything like that. It's everyone just hates doing it.
Oh yeah, it's
So there
horrible.
are more people like making their own clothes and, doing that sort of stuff. So even just it's just this natural, gentle kind of awareness and looking outside the box and going, I don't want to go to the supermarket. I'm just gonna take out my sewing machine and make myself a dress or whatever. So it's kind of that's sort of how we're good, sort of doing it. But isn't it the 888 Lionsgate energy, the triple eight? Is it an eight as well? I think if you add up the numbers, it's like triple eight,
Oh, is that right? Okay.
which is abundance. You,
Okay.
so that
Okay.
makes sense that you're picking up on
The monetary
the
thing. Well,
monetary. Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a
So
couple
that
of
definitely
astrologers
so
that I watch that are saying the same thing. So I get my downloads. I do my prediction series with Angie. I don't really
yeah,
watch too many psychics leading up to that because I don't want preconceived ideas. But then it's
yeah,
really nice and very heartening when I do watch other psychics after I've done the prediction series and they're saying similar things. So the
yeah,
astrologers are saying that this is coming in, and of course the number eight in numerology also relates to money. So this is the
yeah,
time where that shift is likely to occur. And I don't want to alarm people or stress people out. It's just when you're forewarned, you're forearmed, so you know it's coming. So
yeah,
you just fix things up, clear things up, make sure that there's alternative options.
yeah. And what I'm getting, it's frequency as well. So if you're in a low vibrational fear state, then you're not blocking any new pathways of abundance coming in. So stay in that heart space, stay in that high vibration. If dance, if you're worried about money, just go
Yes,
dance outside or something like that and shift that, because it's thinking outside the box of what we normally would consider abundance or how we would get abundance. It's allowing different frequencies and ideas to flow on how you can create abundance in your life and that health and abundance is everything.
absolutely. It's friends.
Yeah,
It's the people that you
yeah,
love around you. It's having a roof over your head. It's, being able to walk down the street and have lovely neighbors. That's abundance. It's not how many
yeah,
dollars you've got in a bank account.
no,
So yeah, so we'll probably cap it there. We're going to make these reasonably quick. I mean, sometimes we might have a longer chat depending on what we want to do, but we just
Yeah.
want to introduce the idea. We're going to be
Yeah.
doing this fairly regularly when we feel it's
Yeah.
right, not on a set
In flow.
timetable. Yeah,
Nah,
when the
we don't work
information
like
needs to
that. That's,
come.
we're feminine energy.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. In the right rhythm when we feel like.
Yeah.
So again, if you're interested in what my beautiful friend Alex has to offer, she's on HomeTribe Guide on YouTube. She also has a
Yep.
website, same name. And I
Yep.
really recommend, Alex is an amazing healer. She does online healings. If you want to avail yourself of that, I thoroughly recommend it. And you're one of the only people I ever allowed to actually heal me physically as well when we've had physical healings together. So I've
Yeah.
had one of Alex's online healings. It's as blissful as if I was in physically in her presence. So I totally recommend it. So you'll be putting this one out on your channel. I'll put them out on
Yep.
my channels as well. And we'll
Yep.
just, whenever we feel it's appropriate.
Exactly. Sounds good.
All right, darling.
Thank you.
Lots of love, sweetheart. Thank
You
you,
too.
everyone, and we'll see you again next time.
See ya.